Welcome to Program 14 of Filled with Becky. This program is a full body program, well-rounded, similar to when we did Program 6 and 7. If you were in the program and you remember, we did a well-rounded program and then we did a 5-3-1 well-rounded program. So the idea was to first get everything well-rounded and then to kind of do the same thing but go a little bit more heavy and a little bit more intentional. Now, back when we did Program 7, I had some great feedback and questions on why is only option 1 doing 5-3-1 and option 2 is maybe still kind of doing 8 to 10 reps, option 3 is maybe doing 12 to 15 reps. And we got into some great discussions about how you actually build strength, like maximal strength, which is lower reps, heavier weight, versus how you just kind of continue to build hypertrophy, a larger muscle that's that moderate rep range of 8 to 10 usually, maybe 6 to 12, and then how you build endurance, which is always lighter weight and more reps, maybe 12 plus reps. However, what I really think was behind those questions was that's a fun rep scheme to do descending reps, to go lightest weight, most reps, then a few less reps, heavier, and then the heaviest and the lowest reps. So I took that feedback into account with Program 14. And what you're going to do is some similar lifts to last time. So day 1 is still going to be focused on deadlifting, and then it's also going to focus on pushing. So that will be your bench day. Day 2 will still be a squat day, and then we'll also focus on overhead pressing. And then day 3 will still be your hip thrust day, and we'll focus on pulling and rowing specifically that day. But this time around, instead of like Program 7, there will be a descending rep scheme for all 3 options, just in those kind of categories of strength, hypertrophy, and endurance. So if you're doing option 1, week 1, you will be doing 1 set of 5 reps. I should have my notes up so I make sure I tell you this accurately because it is a little confusing. That's why I'm making this video. See, I told you incorrectly. So week 1 is baby giraffe week. You're going to be doing 2 sets only of 5 reps each. That's if you're option 1. Okay, so right now I'm just going to talk about option 1, then I'll talk about option 2 and 3. Then week 2, you're going to add that 3rd set. So what that'll look like is 1 set of 5 reps and then adding a little bit of weight to the bar and doing 2 more sets of 3 reps each. Okay. Then week 3, still in option 1 here, you'll do the 1 set of 5 reps, the 2 sets of 3 reps each like you've done before, and then you're going to bump up and do a set of just 1 rep. And you're actually going to have 3 attempts at that. So that's also a little bit different from Program 7. Program 7, I believe we just did 5-3-1. And while that is a good way to train, for some people, it just feels like they didn't really get enough practice. So I'm going to give you 3 chances to practice your 1 rep max. Now, keep in mind, it's still only week 2 at this point, or rather week 3. So you will have another attempt in week 4. And you might want that because maybe you're not so used to doing a 1 rep max attempt. What should that really look and feel like? Well, a 1 rep max really should be like a 9-10 RPE if you think about it, because a 9-10 RPE, rate of perceived exertion, is the same as saying I could only do maybe 1 more rep, but really no more reps. Like maybe I could start going into the squat, but at the bottom I decide I can't get out of the squat. I need to put the bar down. That's really a true 1 rep max. So, well, you would do 1 and then the 2nd rep would feel that way, right? Because you can only do 1 rep and it's a safe, solid 1 rep. And I want you to feel that 3 different times. And then hopefully the next week, you can at least do that again, maybe even bump that weight a little bit. Now keep in mind, if you're not super comfortable yet under the barbell, a 1 rep max can feel a little scary. So you wanna make sure that you're setting up your bars, your safety bars. Test out putting the bar down, just the empty bar without weight on it, to see how you would duck out from under it. Usually you would duck out in the front and let the bar roll back. Just kind of feel that out. Maybe ask a gym staff member to show you how to set up the safety bars, to show you how to bail out. If you're comfortable, you can ask somebody to spot you. That can be a gym employee, or it could be just another person you see at the gym that you can tell is kind of used to barbell training that would be happy to spot you. They'll usually just stand behind you in a squat and kind of squat down with you, put their arms under your armpits so that they can grab you and walk you in if necessary. Or you can always sub a machine if it feels more stable and you feel like you can go heavier. So you could do a leg press instead of a barbell squat. So keep that in mind as well. And then I'm still just talking about week 3 there. Week 4 is really fun because you're gonna still get your 5. You're gonna up the weight, do 2 sets of 3. You're gonna up the weight, do your 3 1-rep max attempts, and then you're gonna deload back to about a 6-7 RPE, and you're gonna do an AMRAP, as many reps as possible. So you're just gonna see how many reps you have left. You might think you have more than you do, and then you'll realize, oh yeah, I've already done 6 sets of increasingly heavy weight. Maybe I only have 8 to 10 left, but you might surprise yourself and be like, shit, I still had 12 to 20 reps left. So this is going to be a great program to test your strength, see how strong you really are, see how many gains you've been leaving on the table, right? Now that was all option 1, the 5, the next week, the 5 and the 3, the next week, the 5 and the 3 and the 1, and the next week, the 5 and the 3 and the 1 and the AMRAP. Basically, you're going to do the same thing if you're doing option 2, but you're going to replace all the 5s with 8s. Is that correct? Let me look at my notes one more time. I want to make sure I tell you correctly. 10. I'm glad I checked. So you'll replace all the 5s with 10 reps, then add some weight, 8 reps, then add some weight, 6 reps. So 10, 8, 6 is the rep scheme if you're doing option 2. And those are all dumbbell options in the program. But if you just are kind of getting into the barbell and you're doing lighter barbell lifts, but you're just playing with the barbell and the machines, feel free to do option 2 with a barbell, just a lighter barbell and higher reps. That's totally up to you. Then option 3, you would replace the 5 with 15, the 3 with, let me make sure I tell you correctly, 12, and the 1 with 10. So again, that's that option where your lightest weight, often body weight, often a band, and to make up for the lighter weight, you're going to do way more reps and less rest as well. So that will feel actually the most cardio-like. You'll probably get the most breathless from that. You might even want to superset or do a circuit of the move so that it feels more like you're getting up to that higher 8, 9, 10 RPE by week 3 and 4. Totally up to you. If you're doing option 1, speaking of rest, I want you to really rest. If you are doing heavy 3 rep or 1 rep, even 5 reps is not very many reps, efforts, if you feel ready to go again within 30 seconds to a minute, you are not earning 5 reps. You need to be going heavier and you need to feel tired enough after that you need 2 to 3 minutes of rest. And you need to take that rest so that then when you go again, you go hard again. Because then remember, when you go again, you're upping the weight. When you go again, you're upping the weight for that 1 rep max. Then that might be like 2 to 3 minute rest periods, option 1. Option 2, it's a little lighter, it's a little more moderate, so maybe 1 to 2 minute rest periods, kind of feel it out. And then option 3, maybe only 30 seconds to a minute because you'll recover fast from those. So you kind of feel that out. I think a lot of times people think they're scared of the barbell or they're scared of going heavy. And then once they actually feel what 15 reps of push-ups or body weight or band squats feels like, they realize, oh, I would much rather do a heavy 5 rep squat and build strength than continually get breathless in these really tough body weight band variations, honestly. So totally up to you, depends on where you're at, especially if you're just getting into exercise. Option 3 is fantastic. If you're postpartum, option 3 is fantastic. If you're traveling or coming back from an injury, option 3 is fantastic. But most of you probably should be in option 2 at least by now, and a lot of you I think should be playing with option 1 at this point. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Happy to even do like a community call on this program if that would be helpful, maybe a week in or so. So keep me posted on questions in the group and we'll go from there. Let's get started.